if the temperature of a good conductor decreases, the relaxation time of electrons in it. So here we know the relaxation time, it is the average of the time intervals between two successive collisions. So if the temperature increases, then because of the additional thermal energy absorbed, the random motion of electrons increases, the disordered motion of electrons increases. Means collisions will be more frequent due to the frequent rapid collisions taking place, or due to the increased frequency of collisions. So we know when frequency increases, the time period decreases. So when the temperature increases due to frequent collisions, the time period decreases, and relaxation time, it is nothing but the average of time intervals between two successive collisions. There it can also decrease. But here when the temperature decreases, then the random motion, the disordered motion of electrons decreases. So the collisions becomes less frequent. When the collision is less frequent, when the frequency is somewhat decreasing, the time interval can increase, and relaxation time is the time interval between two successive collisions. So here in this case, when the temperature of a good conductor decreases due to the decreased rate of random collisions, the time interval between those collisions increases, so the relaxation time also increases. Now the second question, it is about drift speed. If the temperature of a good conductor decreases, what happens to the drift speed? Drift speed, we know drift speed can be expressed as drift speed is equal to, this is relaxation time, tau, electronic charge and electric field by the mass of electron. So when the temperature decreases in the case of a good conductor, we have seen that the relaxation time increases. So due to the increased relaxation time, the drift speed also increases. We know when the temperature decreases, the disordered motion of electrons decreases. So it will be easy for an electron to drift from one end of the conductor to the other end if an electric field is applied. So the drift speed increases. Now the third question, it is about a graph, the current versus time graph. The plot represents the flow of current through a wire at three different times. Different time intervals are given. So the ratio of charges flowing through the wire at these different times. So we know that in the case of current versus time graph, if you are finding area, that will be I into T. So T is length and I, the breadth, I into T. And we know Q is equal to I into T. From the definition of electric current, we know I is equal to Q by T. So here I into T, that is breadth into length, that becomes area, that becomes the charge. So simply in current versus time graph, the area gives the charge. So area of the first, this is a rectangle. So area can be calculated. This breadth into this larger side. This is 2 and this interval is 1. 2 into 1, that is 2 units. Here also 3 to 5, the interval is 5 minus 3, 2, and this breadth that is 1. Area is 1 here also, and here also during this interval area is equal to half BH. Base it is 2 units, 6 to 8 2 units, and height it is 2. So half BH, half into 4, that also 2. So area in all these intervals remain the same, equal areas. So areas, their ratio, area will be equal to the charge. So the ratio of the areas will be equal to ratios of the charges flowing through these intervals of time. Now 2 is to 2 is to 2, equal ratios. So that is 1 is to 1 is to 1. So that option is 1 is to 1 is to 1. The concept is the area in current versus time graph gives the charge. Next, the potential difference V applied across a conductor is increased. It is doubled. How will the drift speed change? Drift speed, we have already seen drift speed, that is tau E by m, that is drift speed. And the electric field can be written as V by L, that is V by D or V by L. Electric field generally that is V by D, and here L, the length of that conductor, the distance between the two ends of the conductor. So when the potential is increasing, V applied when it is increasing, since we know it is proportional to the drift speed. If V is doubling, electric field also, if V is doubling, the drift speed also doubles. Next question is about potentiometer. The total length of that potentiometer wire, that L is equal to 10 meter, means 1000 centimeter. Then the resistance of that wire, L is 1000 centimeter, resistance of that wire, that is 40 ohm, and connected to 2 volt supply. So EMF can be 2 volt, and the potential gradient K is equal to V by L, given as point, that is 0.1 millivolt per centimeter, and the resistance unplugged in the resistance box, so that resistance box can be smaller. So here we know K, it is given 0.01 millivolt per centimeter. So that K value, that will be 0.1 into 10 power minus 3 milliwatt is converted per centimeter, and it is given K is equal to V by L. V can be written as I into R divided by L, and L is given, R it is given, I can be calculated because K also given. This K is this much, so I can be calculated as this into L divided by R. 0.1 into 10 power minus 3 into 1000. 10 meter is equal to this much, 1000 centimeter, divided by R. R is 40. So we'll be getting, on simplification, we'll be getting it as 0.01 by 4, or we can write it as I, that much ampere. Now the current drawn, that will be EMF divided by the total resistance, means the resistance of the potentiometer wire plus the series resistance box connected with that. So this is calculated, and E is given, R is, capital R is given, the resistance of the potentiometer wire is given. So small r can be calculated. It can be calculated. So here 1 by 400 is equal to 2 divided by 40 plus r. Now on cross multiplication, 800 is equal to 40 plus r. So r is equal to 800 minus 40. So r will be equal to, that is on cross multiplication, 800 is equal to 40 plus r. So r is equal to 800 minus 40. So that can be 760 ohm. The sixth question, a charged particle is projected in a magnetic field of 2I plus 4j Tesla. B is equal to 2I plus 4j Tesla. The acceleration of the particle is given by xi plus 2j meter per second square. We have to find the value of x. X has to be calculated. So we know when a charged particle is moving in a magnetic field, the force experienced, that is q into v cross b, q will be sine theta, v cross b, that will be qvb sine theta, and here the maximum force when v and b are perpendicular. Anyhow, the maximum force, that will be qvb. So whatever may be the force, if it is the force experienced by a